Hey there, praise the Lord, welcome back to our channel. Today, I want to dive deep into a topic that has intrigued and inspired people for centuries, the idea that God may isolate us for a reason. Before we jump into the stories, let's set the stage a bit. Many of us have experienced isolation in our lives, whether by choice or circumstances. It can be a challenging and often lonely place to be. However, what if we considered that there might be purpose in our isolation? What if God is using those moments to accomplish something greater within us? We all go through periods of isolation in our lives. It's a natural part of being human. But what if I told you that there is a higher purpose behind this feeling? What if, just for a moment, we consider that God has a reason for isolating us? You see, sometimes we get so caught up in our loneliness that we forget to look beyond ourselves. We forget that there might be a greater plan in motion, one that is guiding our journey. Being isolated doesn't always mean being alone. It's a time for self-reflection, growth, and finding our true selves. It allows us to disconnect from the noise and distractions of the world and reconnect with our inner voice, with our spirituality, and with God. When we embrace our isolation, we begin to see that it is an opportunity for personal development. It's a chance to discover our passions, our purpose, and our unique gifts. It's during these moments of solitude that we can strengthen our relationship with God and find solace in His presence. Whether it's painting, writing, hiking, or simply spending time in nature, we can use this time of isolation to explore new avenues of self-expression and self-discovery. And in doing so, we begin to realize that God has given us this time to grow stronger, to become more resilient, and to prepare us for the next chapter of our lives. So, if you're feeling isolated right now, remember that it's not a punishment, but rather an invitation to deepen your connection with God and yourself. Embrace the solitude, seek meaning in the silence, and trust that there is a divine plan unfolding for you. Now, you might be wondering, why would God, or the higher power you believe in, isolate us in the first place? Well, let me tell you, my friend, sometimes those periods of isolation can be the most transformative and impactful experiences of our lives. Think about it. When we're alone, without all the distractions and noise of the world, we have an amazing opportunity for self-reflection and personal growth. We can really dig deep and discover who we truly are, what we're passionate about, and what truly matters to us. It's during these moments of solitude that we often find our hidden strengths, unlock our full potential, and gain a new perspective on life. Trust me, I've been there too. When I faced a challenging period of isolation, it was tough, but it ended up being a turning point in my life. Sometimes, we need to be removed from certain situations, relationships, or environments to truly see what they were doing to us. It's like zooming out on a picture to see the bigger picture. And when we do, we can make the necessary changes to align ourselves with our true purpose and live a more authentic and fulfilling life. But it's not just about self-discovery and personal growth. Sometimes, that time of isolation is necessary for a greater reason beyond ourselves. Maybe we are being protected from something that isn't meant for us or being prepared for something incredible that lies ahead. Sometimes, you have to go through the worst to get to the best. Stars can't shine without darkness. A setback is just a setup for a comeback. So, if you're currently experiencing a season of isolation or feeling like an outcast, I want you to remember this: you are not alone. You are being shaped and refined for something incredible. Embrace this moment. Take this time to focus on yourself, to build resilience, and to envision your dreams. Even the most challenging moments in life can propel us forward towards an amazing future. So, my friends, don't be discouraged. Embrace the isolation. Embrace the journey. Trust that there is a purpose behind it all. And remember, when you come out on the other side, you'll be strong. Remember, my friends, God isolated you for a reason. Embrace the journey, seek solace in His presence, and emerge from this period of isolation stronger, wiser, and more connected than ever before. Let's start with an iconic figure from the Bible, Moses. You may remember how he spent 40 years in the desert, isolated from the world he once knew. It must have been incredibly challenging for him to go from a palace to a desert, especially when he had a passion for rescuing his people from slavery. But what happened during those 40 years? Moses developed humility, patience, and a deep relationship with God that would be instrumental in leading the Israelites to freedom. In his isolation, God was preparing him for a significant role. Moses' story reminds me that sometimes, our isolation is a time of preparation. It's an opportunity for personal growth, learning, and developing the qualities we need to fulfill our purpose. Let's move on to another remarkable figure, the prophet Elijah. In the book of 1 Kings, we read how Elijah was isolated, both physically and emotionally, when he fled to the wilderness. Despite feeling alone and defeated, God met him in his isolation and provided for him in miraculous ways. More importantly, God used Elijah's isolated state to speak to him directly, reminding him of his calling and purpose. From that moment on, Elijah's faith was reignited, leading to incredible victories and the restoration of his prophetic ministry. Elijah's story highlights how isolation can be an opportunity for God to speak directly to us, reaffirming our purpose and reigniting our passion. It's in those moments of solitude that we can truly hear His voice and gain clarity about our next steps. Now, let's explore the ultimate example of isolation, Jesus Christ. During his earthly ministry, there were numerous occasions when Jesus intentionally withdrew from the crowds, seeking solitude and communion with his Father. In those moments, he grew closer to God and found strength to fulfill his divine mission. Despite the demands and pressures around him, Jesus knew the importance of taking time apart to replenish his spirit. So, what can we learn from these biblical stories? Isolation may feel uncomfortable, lonely, and even frustrating, but it doesn't have to be seen as wasted time. Just like Moses, Elijah, and even Jesus, perhaps our isolation is an opportunity for personal growth, preparation, and spiritual renewal. It could be a time to reconnect with ourselves and with God, allowing Him to guide us towards our true purpose. I encourage you to reflect on your own experiences of isolation. What lessons can you draw from those moments? Share in the comments below. I'd love to hear your stories and insights. And don't forget to hit that subscribe button and click the notification bell, so you won't miss any future videos where we explore more fascinating topics like this one. Thanks for joining me today, and remember, even in our isolation, we are never alone. God has a plan and purpose for each one of us. So, let's embrace our moments of solitude, trusting that they are part of a greater journey. Stay blessed, stay curious. If you found this video helpful or inspiring, don't forget to give it a thumbs up and hit that subscribe button. Also, share it with someone who might need a little encouragement during their own period of isolation. Take care. See you in the next video. God bless you.